So we gather that folks have been blaming jockey Raddesh Roman for losing the race on Oil Machine in a recent event at Cayman Spa. It is quite clear to me that the horse drawn at 1 does not have the early speed that would be needed from that post position. So the horse in a big field was crowded out early, and the rider had to wait his turn to get going in the straightaway. One of the things we must remember that in racing, if you get a horse out of its normal style and pattern in forcing them to run early, the same way that if you are a sprinter and you are a quarter mile and you suddenly want to do a sprint, it's not going to work because you're going to be running out of your style. Okay? So to have forced this horse in the pace, he probably wouldn't have finished second. So that is why sometimes good jockeys, you will see a horse come out of the gate late, last sometimes, and they're patient. They sit down and allow the horse to develop naturally along their own ability, and they eventually come by to win. Sometimes they don't win, but, make it close. So in this case, Roman did not stiff this horse, or as you call it, pulled him up, or prevented the horse from running on its merit. It is quite clear that he overestimated the ability of the horse and himself in getting this job done from that number one position. That's quite clear. Why would he stiff a horse and then be finishing second? It just doesn't pan out. Are you suggesting that he wanted to finish second? No, come on. Let's be real. He did not stiff that horse. He overestimated the ability of the horse and himself to do the job. So he made, maybe you could call it a bad decision. What he could have done early is drift himself across to the middle of the pack and try to get the running room earlier. But the fact is that the horse did not have that speed to go the earliest, so he drifted all the way back, and then he had to come around. Some of the great jockeys in the world, what they would do, drawn at that one position, and a horse that is slow, they would immediately pull out when the gates are opened and then turn to the outside and try to get racing room wide and make things a little easier for their passage home. This didn't happen in this case. Again, I believe that the jockey might have overestimated the ability of himself and the horse to win from number 1 post position, and it took its toll. But to suggest that he was stiffing this horse or putting him up, no, come on. Look at the race. Look at the race. Why would he want to finish second if he's stiffing him? Just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't compute. So I would just say to that situation, the Oil Machine, no. If you say he misjudged the event, yeah, we can live with that. But stop suggesting that he stiffed the horse. There's no such thing. And we must learn not to speak out of our pockets. Recently at Gulfstream, I lost a bet on one of the better riders there, Edgar Zayas. He completely misjudged the race and he finished a close second, losing by a short head. Am I to suggest that he pulled up the horse or he stiffed him? No, he didn't. It will always happen. Remember folks, I'll leave you with this. Racing is not a perfect science, okay? Racing is not perfect. So things will happen. As the great Laura Silveira said to me years ago, young man, sometimes horses have a bellyache. They can't speak. And when you think they can't lose and they lose, and it turns out the horse goes back to the stable, you realize that he was really having gripe. That's my story, and I believe it makes sense.
Okay, racing family, this is Anthony Johnson from Yard B TV. Here's our next opinion from our next racing expert on the ride of Oil Machine.
Blessed morning, family. Boy, a man them a say, it's Jackie Roman pull up this one answer. But you me as a family, I want to do no one judge. I want to watch this race, sir. Fast forward, bring it back. I don't want to watch the side view. I want to watch the overhead view. And keep an eye on the one horse as much as possible. Because I don't understand how a man them say this Jackie pull up. Remember saying that I live in a 12 horse in a race and a 1. And if you don't notice in a race, in try to keep the service going, I cut the shot is going, which way I fit him decision as a jockey. I remember saying, easy to ride them out there, friend. And when you're out there, it's a quick thinking thing. The only thing when we could have some option, but me not jockey. me I say him probably could have take the sacrifice from early and go outside. But him probably I check say boy, you know, him could have saved ground. Because if you notice them I hold him inside there and him did it and then when I last when him really get a clear run, him run out a real estate. So boy, me can't, as I say, me can't see which part him pull up. Me I try to figure it out. So me want to watch the race. As me say, just look on the overhead as much as you can see because one at a time if the leader gone and then last them. But and when they come back, you watch and see say, me think him doing best. As me say, the only thing if me I say him should make the sacrifice from early and go outside instead of try I take the shortest road. That's the only problem that me say. But him at the jacket and him if him feel like say him could have get the run, I fit him decision this so I can't pull up that. And I can't give jacket them basket to carry water and a kind of easy for ride away so out there in a family and have to put myself in a position to when a jacket pull up ass. We can't all see it. But at the end of the day, we still can't give them walk it because that was a little hard race for him, so to speak. And when you're out there, you have a minute or two to make quick decision. You understand? Something you might make the right one, something you might make the wrong one. But as me say, for me, coming from the one draw there, I'd sacrifice from early and he probably break slow and go outside. But as me say, him stick there. Try to get them thing get no run. When he get to run, he run out of real estate. And my opinion still from family, but the boss say me is a man look like me a shield Jackie, I'm a crucify cranberry and this and that. But yeah, me I said a family. When me telling about a Jackie man, I tell you, we wicked to it. Like when Cranberry do, that's why I'm showing us saying go in there with him foot them, and take out him foot them. That's why I'm showing that. This is what I say. Cause that's a wickedness to it. You get me? But as I say, we don't give them water, basket to tie water, man, and to me, Roman ride a good race. It might make a wrong, so to speak, but at the same time, at them out there and if they, then I know all part time for me now the answer and they plan to go lead and when the gate fly, they ask walk out, them have to go to plan B. So yes, what I say. So we still can't get them basket to tie water. Yes, probably man. But if they're doing wickedness, man, I gotta talk.